Aloha kakayaka. It has been such a weird, draining, tiring week. If you don't know what happened in Minneapolis a couple days ago on May 25th at night or in the daytime, I will talk about that throughout this video. But it's been a very emotional couple of days. It's been hard to get some sleep, so I'm just going to start with breakfast, and I'm going to get my devotions in because I really need to spend time with God, and then read some inspiring books, and then I will talk about what is happening. Okay, so I'm going to make some bright breakfast. I think I'm going to... Ew! What is that? Lana or Hoku's like threw up. Ugh, gross. You threw up, Hoku or Lana? Are you done? Are you done eating? Huh? You done? I don't think Lana's done. But I think I'm gonna eat some pancakes. Weekends are like my pancake days. So I think I'm gonna eat some pancakes. I'm so excited. I guess to really speak on everything that's going on here in Minneapolis is where the event has happened. Throughout history, we have, in America, have dealt with racism, white privilege. It's not a new thing. It's something that is really real and something that has been happening in America for over 400 years. African Americans have been fighting for freedom, their own freedom to live their own life without being interrogated, without being killed, without being looked at differently, treated differently. The list goes on. And here in Minnesota, there have been multiple cases of African American men and some women that have been murdered, injured by police brutality. If you don't know what police brutality is, look it up, Google it. Is something that has been happening for a very long time. If you have heard through history, if you are my age, you've heard about the riots that has happened all around the world, but mainly also about in California. Now, with these riots, there are protesting as well. So there's a lot of things that has happened in the last couple of days pertaining to this issue. There have been multiple cases throughout the year and years where Black men have been killed, injured, or just basically taken advantage of by police officers that are sworn to protect, the community, not only the community, the nation, the United States. In Minnesota, I think it has gotten so bad to the point where this last case that has happened on May 25th, on Memorial Day, this Black man was in a grocery store, a local grocery store, and he forged a fake bill. So he paid something with a fake bill. Somehow the police came and they arrested him, not telling him why he was being arrested. He was showing no restraint, no resistance. He wasn't giving any trouble to anybody. And these police officers, four or five of them, basically were involved with this gentleman. And he was arrested. Okay, he had hands behind his back and he was on the ground. 3 policemen was on top of him. 3. He was not doing anything. He wasn't rustling. He didn't have a gun. He wasn't trying to cause any trouble. He was laying on the ground with 3 policemen on top of him. The first policeman on top of him that was in the front had his knee digging into his neck. His name is George Floyd that got arrested. His knee was being dug into George's neck so tightly and so hard that he was suffocating. I don't know what that means to you, but to me, that's murder. And the fact that, you know, the system is so broken that they didn't take the necessary steps to put this man in jail, right? I mean, there's video footage, okay? There's evidence that he killed the man. George was pleading and begging for his life. He was saying, I can't breathe. You're on top of me, I can't breathe. He was calling out to his mom to help him. And I had never seen the video footage personally, but it was something that it's so hard to watch. I can't watch it. It just brings me to tears because it's 2020 and we are still living in the times that we used to live in America. And it's a very known issue that has been happening for years for the African American race. Also for other minorities too. But specifically to this situation, the fact that this is still happening is very tragic and it's very sad. And for me personally, it hit me deep, you know, like I'm part Black, you know, and I may not have been exposed to this as a child because I never lived in the mainland. I lived in Hawaii. That's where I'm from. But it doesn't matter because this is a part of me. This is my culture. This is my fellow brother, fellow sisters that are hurting. This is my history, you know, and I can't help but be affected by all this. And, you know, there are protesting happening since he died. And the first day, you know, right after he died, went smoothly. It was peaceful. There was no violence happening. The second day is when hell broke loose. Riots were going off in South Minneapolis, and fires are being set off in buildings, businesses, small businesses, Target, Cub Foods, you name it, the whole entire block. And yes, people do live there as well, but it's something that is very serious, and I'm witnessing this firsthand, and it makes me feel so disgusted with how this system works, how people are treating people of color just because they don't look like them a certain way. And it makes me mad, it makes me frustrated, it makes me irritated, it makes me confused, it makes me not understand, you know, people, evil people. So that has been happening in Minneapolis and St. Paul now. There was another riot yesterday. I mean, since George Floyd's death, there have been riots and protesting, mainly now everywhere. It's starting to flood everywhere, and you know, it's scary, you know. I never had to experience this before, but this really opens my eyes to the big picture. I don't agree with, you know, tearing down small businesses and some of these businesses are minorities. They're owned by minorities. So that breaks my heart. You also need to see the big picture. You have to look at these people have been dealing with this for years and years and years, centuries. And the fact that they were never heard until now is pretty ridiculous. Everything that's going on, it's not just happening in Minnesota. It's happening in Atlanta. It's happening in DC. It's happening in California. It's happening everywhere around the world. Everywhere around the world, not just in the US, but in Australia, the UK, Europe, you know, all around the world, they know about this issue. Even Japan, you know, and this is huge. The fact that people aren't using their platform, people that have a lot of followers on social media. They're not using that platform to help. Social media is the strongest thing in this world right now to get news to people. The so-called influencers, they have all these people following them and, you know, listening to them, are not saying anything. It really speaks a lot, you know. And to be honest with you, why would you want to follow somebody like that? Why would you want someone to motivate you and inspire you like that? And if someone is not influencing you, or a company is not influencing you in a positive way, containing these types of issues, not just about hair, makeup, and whatever materialistic things in the world, really evaluate what you value, you know? So I really just wanted to talk a little bit about this to let you guys know about everything that's going on if you don't know. And if you don't know, flip on the news every once in a while. Look on social media, Google it, Google George Floyd, and you will see what's going on. So just really be aware of who you follow, who you let in to your timeline. You know, social media is powerful, and we need to use it for good, not for bad. On a very lighter note, I have gotten rid of some clothes. Like, I was just in a purging mood, okay? Ever since last night, I've just been in a purging mood of like unfollowing some people that have huge followings that don't really talk about this issue or spread the word and help in some kind of way to let people know about this issue. So, oh, hi Nana. Hi baby. Hi. Hi baby. I've been purging of a lot of clothes. And when I say clothes, I say a lot of like patula stuff, like I don't wear, that I'm gonna get rid of. It's a lot. And a lot of other clothes, so it should be really fun. Meanwhile, in Hokulan, Hoku, what are you doing? I don't understand why he does this. He goes underneath the covers. Hoku, you know, you have a fur that keeps you warm all the time. I don't understand why you need a blanket. Hey. Hey, what are you doing? Hoku, what are you doing? And he's naked. Where's your collar? You don't know. Oh my gosh.
I should find a different one on your phone. Put them both up.
Yeah.
That's
Here, look.
Nation, white people, mankind, we need to stand together. Do you hear me? We need to stand together as one nation. Right now, in our country, look at us. Look at us. We don't have jobs. People are starving on your streets. They have children. They are sick. They can't get help. Our businesses are burning. Are we going to sit and watch as our world crumbles in front of us? No. We have to do something. We have a voice. They want us to be silent. Speak your truth. If you're upset, say you're upset. We have mental illness all over. People are using drugs because they need to cope with living. Do you hear me? As beautiful as our city is, we're stuck in the house. We waited the whole winter to come outside, and we can't come outside. Look at your world. Pay attention. It's not just about us. It's about every country and continent in the world. We are struggling to survive, and we need to come together as one nation. We need to help each other. Okay? George Floyd! Justice! Now! Justice!
Democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time. lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. It would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment. This sweltering summit of the Negro's legitimate discontent will not pass until there is an invigorating autumn of freedom and equality. 1963 is not an end, but a beginning. Those who hope that the Negro needed to blow off steam.
So yeah, that's a lot of things that are going on in Minnesota right now and everywhere around the world. Even Hawaii is protesting, Italy, Japan, the UK. I mean, this is worldwide, and something you need to really be aware of, and you need to speak up. Minnesota has a curfew now. We have a curfew of to be home by 8 p.m. So stores like grocery stores, gas stations are closing at 8. Or they're closing at 7 and you have to be home by 8. So it's very interesting seeing this happen because I'm not used to it, but it's something that I think I need to experience because I need to speak my voice. So I think Doug and I are gonna go down to where George Floyd died at Cup Foods. It's in South Minneapolis, and we're just going to go there and see everything going on, make sure we're showing our support, doing what we can. So by the way, this is the clothes that I purged today. I just went through a purge, you guys. I'm just going through a purge, and that's all my purge of patula all up against this wall that I'm getting rid of. I don't use it. I don't know why I bought it. I mean, yeah. So that's all gonna go. I'm gonna try and sell it on Instagram or whatever sites out there that, what is that site? I forget that site where I sell stuff online. I forget. This is California that's happening right now. There's even Miami, Seattle, New York, everywhere. Chicago. Din 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 din. Dinner.
There we go.
Is served. What's does that tear gas?
Probably. Yep. Flashbangs.
Why? Oh my gosh. Well, the guy has a mask on. Smart. Can't wait for our dining room table. So, oh no.